sales coming in, so he didn't want to be there. So yes, to me it seemed like he was avoiding a lot of people.
Well, apparently, from what the guys from that Fox Prowl place told me, I asked them, I'm like, well, what happened to Matt? I came here to speak to him. I came all the way from Ohio, because I live in Ohio now. And I said, well, what happened to him? And they said, well, he said he had a family emergency. And then they asked me if my name was Mike Ehring. And I'm like, well, how the hell do you know who I am? He's like, well, Matt said that you might show up. So he saw me. I mean, I look like my pictures on Facebook. He's seen all of them. He's like went through my photo albums and stuff like that, because I have a bunch of pictures with celebrities and everything. He saw them all. He saw me. He showed up. Me and my wife showed up, and we had my kid and everything like that. I was planning on confronting him, but it wasn't going to be physical because I brought my 6-year-old with me. Right. But I showed up, and he took off at the other end and never showed back up again. He totally saw me. Now, fast forward to last night. He contacts me through his girlfriend's Facebook page. I'm not kidding. He leaves a message. His girlfriend leaves this message on my wall. You need to stop talking shit about Matt and running around saying that you did this and this and this and that he owes you money, because or else all hell's going to break loose and shit's going to get real around here. I was like, what the hell? Like, I didn't know. I never met his girlfriend. I've never seen this girl before. Apparently I did, because she tried to cut me off at the show. So, but I didn't know who she was. It's some girl named Tequila something.
Yeah, listen, you didn't miss anything.
Her name is Tequila?
Her name is Liz. I don't know what the tequila thing. I think she was like she worked at a bar or something, and she made us deal. I don't know.
I don't know, but
she's the man in the relationship with when it comes to defending her boyfriend. Okay.
I saw that after this, because I went to that Facebook page trying to figure out who the heck it was, and that person had blocked me. Now, Matt has blocked me ever since I told him he needed to send me my money or I was going to have problems with him. He's blocked me from... I was actually the only person that was promoting anything on his limited edition Facebook page. I was the only person who actually had the account to his Twitter page and his Pinterest page. I'm the only person that had anything to do with those, other than his name was attached to him. He went and had me cut off of those two things.
Were you the one that gave us a heads up that if we wanted to check his Facebook page to do so, because he was taking it down in like a week?
Oh yeah, he was taking everything down. He disappeared. I was after the money situation blew up. I posted on his Facebook page something along the lines of, due to doing business with Matt Tracy, I found that he's untrustworthy, blah blah blah. And I started marking like on all his posts, because his posts were all advertisements that I had made personally. I spent time in my home putting them together, finding the photos. I actually paid Getty Images for some of the images to some of his stuff. Because technically it's illegal to use a picture that's on Google as an advertisement.
Right.
Most people don't pay attention to that, but I do, since that's my business. So I paid Getty Images for some of the images and everything like that. He was supposed to pay me back. It wasn't a whole lot, because I have a deal with Getty Images. I could have got them they were about $15 a piece. I used about 7 photos. He was supposed to pay me back, and that's really, for me, when the problem started, is when he had to start paying other people to help me out with the work. So that was the first moment that things started happening. But I'm not kidding with you. At one point, he bought 2 cast signed posters off me. Before we even started doing this kind of business, he was buying autograph stuff off me. So everything he had done up until this point seemed really trustworthy. So I've had a bunch of people go, well, what are you doing sending $600 worth of autographs off to a guy without getting money up front? If you've been doing business with someone for a year or half a year, and everything they're doing seems on the up and up, you tend to throw them some trust.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean,
so I did, and it blew up in my face. There was actually a point where I told him, as long as he paid me through August, I would let him slide on the September, October, and November payments. And then after that show that just went by, after that he could pay me 10% on top of it. That way he could have some money to sign another client, or do whatever he needed to do to pay for things. So I gave him a lot of breaks, based on the fact that he was being really cool and everything was going through and everything was working out all nicely. And then come September 1st, I don't owe you shit, all this other stuff. And then, like I said, he said he was sending this stuff back. So I got several different stories from him about how he was sending my stuff to me, but I never got it. How he put the money in the package, but I never got it.
So did you get the stuff?
Yeah. He would never give me any kind of tracking number for anything, and that's the simplest way to find out if you're telling the truth. Hey, give me a tracking number.
Did you get your box of your stuff back?
Oh, hell no. He's using my stuff in his ads and giving it away for free to customers.
Well, I don't know if you...
And guess what? I can prove it, too, because I've actually put, like, disappearing ink on the back of every single one of my pictures.
You know what's funny is later on during this show, you'll actually hear another promoter that had Matt with James Storm. And Matt didn't have the money for James Storm. So apparently he had to give all his merchandise to the owner or James Storm as collateral. So that might be your stuff.
I mean, the way we had discussed it when he was taking the stuff in the first place, because some of it, Mick Foley's and stuff like that, those aren't very valuable or anything like that. We had discussed, like, him using my stuff as giveaways. Maybe a Tito Ortiz, maybe he's difficult to sell, which is fine with me. But, that was a big discussion, is us using it to advertise his stuff. Like, you get 500 likes on Facebook, you get a free photo, that kind of stuff. And he was doing it. But in the middle of his current, that limited edition page that he's got, in the middle of the current one, if you slide down, there's actually like a giveaway for a Randy Orton, I think a Candice Michelle. There's like 2 girls and a Randy Orton in there. Those are my pictures. He actually has people that won those things who I contacted and told them that they're in receipt of stolen property. Now, all of them told me they sent them back. Whether they did or not, I don't know. But now I have their contact information as well. I've already had 2 of those 3 people contact me. Oh my God, this guy's a thief. I'm like, well, I can't say for sure. I'm not trying to be a dick to the guy, but I can't say for sure. But in my mind that he has not paid for, and it's kind of weird that he's giving them away. And I've actually told people from his page that have contacted me, I'm like, if you'd like, I could send you scans of every single item that I sent him before you see them from him. Because I don't just send out stuff and go, ooh, just here it is, world. So like last night when he decided to contact me, I started showing him the pictures. I'm like, you go ahead and advertise these 2 John Cena's. You go ahead and advertise this Candice Michelle or this Maria Playboy. I'm like, good luck, because then people are going to know you're a thief. And he told me, well, they made good kindling. So he makes that comment. Now you know for sure that he didn't send anything back. Nothing got lost. His whole intention was to rip me off.
Yep.
So you actually did go to that show at Fox Prowl?
Yep. And I came from Ohio.
Wow. How far was that for you?
I want to say it was a flight and 2-hour drive, if I can remember correctly. I mean, we were going to New York City anyway, so it wasn't terrible. So we just got on a train to go back to New York, and that took a couple hours.
But that's not cool, man. I mean, I was there myself. Like I said, I was representing Neidhart and Hebner, and it was.
So that's why Neidhart showed up then.
Right. Well, listen. I mean, Neidhart doesn't do too many appearances, and his family is really pushing on how many appearances he's going to be doing, and I gained trust with them. So now,
okay, is he in bad shape or something? Is he in bad health or?
I don't really know, and I don't get personal with that. There is some stuff going on, I guess, and that I don't know personally, but I guess his family just doesn't trust that many people, and apparently they do trust me because I've worked with them several times.
Well, that's great.
And we had a little issue with Matt, booking him, and his family didn't want him going out first unless I was there, so I had to go myself. It was a long thing, but Neidhart. If Neidhart's booked with me, he's definitely going to be appearing. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's great. At least they know one person they can trust.
Yeah. Well.
I find it kind of weird. When I was dealing with Matt, he was going to do some people that were in this movie Clerks. And he'd driven all the way out to New Jersey where Marilyn Gelati and Brian O'Halloran were doing a signing for like next to nothing.
Right, yeah, I remember him doing that.
And I sent him all the photos that he got signed, and I just asked him to get a couple for me, and he did, and it was really nice. He did a lot of traveling for me that I can't make, so that was really cool. But he told me that he was talking to like Marilyn, and she was willing to do a show for him, but it was going to be like $1,000 plus a plane ticket. I'm starting to wonder if the people that aren't showing up for him at his shows are people that are from like out of town that he has to pay for plane tickets for.
Well, that's the case with Marty Jannetty.
Okay.
I know for a fact that he basically told Marty Jannetty that he was coming, and basically the same thing with Larry Zbyszko.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the Fox Prowl ad, Larry Zbyszko is on that as well.
Oh, are you kidding? Well, I still have the ads of the stuff that I made.
Yeah, well, the actual flyer that Fox Prowl was giving out had Larry Zbyszko on there as well as Marty Jannetty. And both of them didn't come because Matt didn't book their flights. He didn't call back Larry Zbyszko.
Nice.
Yeah, everything that Marty was saying is true.
Okay, I mean, I really find it funny that Marty's story that he had, was that on his Twitter page? I can't remember.
Facebook.
Yeah, I just remembered reading the whole thing, but a lot of the stuff that he's saying in there, like the "I'll take pictures of your money" stuff, that's the same crap Matt told me. It's the same stuff. That's the same way he tried to tell me that he was paying me. So I find it kind of funny that if Matt's telling the truth about all this stuff, that everyone has similar stories. And then what happened to this guy named Tyrus? I can't remember his first name for the life of me, but I did a booklet. I mean, I swear I probably did like 40 ads for the guy, and then he didn't show up. And Matt's girlfriend, I mean, obviously I can't trust her as far as I could chuck her, but it looks like she's saying that guy screwed Matt over.
Well, I mean, listen, I know that for a fact that Matt did get screwed over by a couple of wrestlers. The entire thing with Tyrus is I worked out the deal for Tyrus and for Matt. Matt agreed to the prices, etc. And I'm on a good relationship with Tyrus. And Bound for Glory was going on for TNA, so Tyrus has the contract obligation to be there. So he had to cancel on Matt, and supposedly Matt knew about it for a little while, and just didn't announce it, etc. But I believe he changed that one for Tito Santana, no?
You know what? After that, I don't have a clue. I know that I was making ads for Tyrus with like all these special caveats, like if you paid a month in advance for a photo op and autograph for like $20. Or it was going to be $25 at the show. Yeah. He wanted everyone to pay like well in advance for that stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't think anyone's going to pay for these people that far in advance. I mean, I realize everyone wants to come and get the autograph or something.
Yeah.
But I don't think people pay like 2 months in advance for some guy that's, I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of Tyrus or in any way, but some guy who's a lot less known.
Well,
I don't think people want to pay 3 months in advance for something because they might not be able to go. And now all of a sudden they've given this dude the money for 3 months in advance and forgot all about it.
Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, some people, they go to these conventions. If people offer pre-sales, they figure, you know what, I have extra money right now. And then at the show, I might get more memorabilia or something like that. So they will pre-order.
And they don't have to wait online either.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, I mean, in the '90s, I dealt with like a lot of people that did like the sports signings at shows and stuff like that. I've never dealt with it. To be honest with you, I've never dealt anyone on this kind of a smaller scale, as far as the autographs go with the shows. I mean, usually it's like a Hall of Fame baseball player at like a church. That's about as good. That's about as bad as it gets, or a local baseball player at a church. But to be in all honesty, I didn't even know who these people were. I had to ask him who Tyrus was. Then I had to. He goes by some other name too, Brodus Clay, I think.
Yeah, Brodus Clay.
Yeah, I had to ask him how to spell that, and then I would send him the ad, and somehow I misspelled it. I'm like, well, no, you misspelled it. You told me the name. I wrote it down. I put on a thing. So, I didn't know who he was. I mean, I was only able to find a lot of the wrestlers that he gave me. I was only able to find like 9 Getty images total out of their entire photo gallery.
Nice.
For like all of these people. Like I said, I'm not trying to make fun of the wrestlers themselves. Everyone works as hard as they possibly can. It's something that they want to do. So I can't fault them. But it's not their fault that they haven't become the superstar that Hulk Hogan became or something like that.
Yeah,
but
well,
now,
not many
the last time I talked to Matt, he's got something cooking with Hulk Hogan. How is that possible?
Yeah, good luck.
If he's got about $25,000.
He doesn't have $1,000 to pay certain guys, and
exactly.
Basically, listen, he doesn't have his $300-$400 that he owes me.
He can't afford pizza.
Yeah, and he can't afford a $20 pizza. Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I'll tell you something really weird. I was so naive about this whole situation. It wasn't until last night that I looked at his actual personal Facebook page and look at his little meth head look that he's got going on. I mean, dude, no wonder he doesn't have any money. He's got to supply that girl with crack.
Oh.
Dude, that girl that was contacting me, whoever this tequila girl is or something like that, she had like 2 different color eyes and like red hair in her picture.
We got a lot of money for contacts and hair dye, but not for pizza.
I guess, but you can get hair dye for $0.25.
Mike, do you have a website or anything that you work from? Do you like to promote?
You know